So some leaves, of course, are a different shape, and leaves like oak leaves or leaves from a poppy are this sort of shape. So there's all sorts of stitches you could use to fill them, but I'm just going to do this one with a lazy daisy. So come up a little way down the centre vein, you can draw a line here, and you notice I've got the leaf upside down, so I'm not starting at the base, I'm starting near the tip. Go into the same hole, don't pull your thread through, and then bring your needle up through the loop at the tip to make a long chain, and then anchor your thread at the bottom there, so outside of your stitching, and then come up just below. And it doesn't matter which way around you go, which way around the leaf you go. So into the same hole, and then take a stitch a bit further down and anchor it just outside the stitching. And then come up a bit further down that centre vein, down into the same hole, and on the line come up through the loop, and take a stitch down into the fabric just to anchor the stitch. Come up on the line, into the same hole, and take a stitch. I'm going to go a bit further down this line now. And take a stitch. Try and maintain your angle. Come up through the loop and take a stitch. Down into the same hole. I'm going to do a shorter one here to reflect the outline of the leaf, and down. And you just continue down the leaf to fill the shape. For left-handers, it's exactly the same. Come up and go down into the same hole. Just hold your thread with your right hand and come through the loop, which I will find difficult to do with my left hand. So when you've done one side, you're going to start up here and do the other. So I'm going to continue to do that, and then I'll come back and show you what you do when you've finished, and you can do something down the center. You'll find it uses quite a bit of thread, so you'll need to change threads for the other side. I'm going to leave it there and do the other side. I've almost finished the other side, so I started up here, and you start in the middle and take your needle down into the same hole and then come up through the loop on the outside. So for each stitch you will start in the middle close to the other side. So I'm trying not to leave a gap here in the middle. So just come up here, go down, oops, and through the loop, and anchor your stitch with another stitch. I'm just going to do one more. There we go. And now you can do a little stalk at the end and continue along the centre vein. Now you can use whatever stitch you like. I'm going to use a split back stitch because we've done that, and I'm going to come up through the thread like so, and then just make some more stitches in the ridge there. You could use stem stitch, or you could use a straight line and couch it down, but it just needs something in the middle. This variegated thread works really well for an oak leaf, I find. So if you imagine a leaf in the autumn on the ground, if you were doing a poppy leaf, I would use perhaps a dark green. So I'm splitting the stitch every time I come through it, and then I'm only going to go up to about here, so you don't want to go beyond the first stitch that you made, and that's your oak leaf.